So I shared with you the leadership pipeline structure. Now let me show you ways you can use the leadership pipeline structure. Okay. So I want you to imagine for a moment, you've got somebody named a guy or girl in your church named Joe. Okay. I've explained the leadership pipeline, so you get that. Now, the first thing I have to do is I have to determine what is my structure. All I mean by that is what am I going to call these levels in every area of ministry? Okay. So, like, for example, I don't want to, I'm going to choose um, small group leader in small group ministry. Well, that means I want to choose leader in children's ministry, not shepherd. I don't want to use a different word. So, first thing you're going to do is identify your structure. What that does, it helps Joe know his or her next step. So let's say Joe says, I want to plant a church one day. Okay, great. Joe, are you serving or are you in a group? Yes, I am. Are you leading a team or a group? No, I'm not. That's your next step. So we're going to train you in this. And then we're going to train you in this and progressively train you up. But structure helps Joe know what his or her next step is. Next, and we're not going to spend much time on this at all. Next is system. How do we onboard and train? And this is just a small representation of something I teach, but they're going to apply for the particular, they're going to apply to become a team member. We're going to do a little assessment with them. We're going to prepare them and they're going to support them in that role. And we're going to have that same onboarding and training process all the way up. And that's how Joe flows from one level to the next, because we have an intentional onboarding system and training system at every level of the pipeline. Now we go to content. What we do here is we identify what are the skills that Joe or the competencies Joe needs at every level. If Joe's a small group leader, what are 3 to 5 competencies Joe needs to have in order to be successful? If Joe's a children's leader, what are 3 to 5 competencies that he needs to be successful? And then if we move Joe up to coach, what are the competencies of a coach? Now, the beauty of this is the competencies go across every single ministry in this case and the rest of the way up, because a coach is a coach is a coach. And then the last thing is people. What you do here is you put the names of people, but you also, who's at every level, but you also identify who can be my trainers at this level, who can help me develop others. Let's decentralize leadership development rather than centralizing it around the pastor or staff. Let's identify trainers at every level so that people can learn to reproduce themselves. And that's how Joe goes from one level to the next. So that this chart right here shows you the power of how you can utilize the leadership pipeline. So